Kunta Cuz, man. You been following this presidential race?
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I've been following it,
You can't help but see it though. It's everywhere.
but you can't help but see it because it's dealing with a woman and a man, you know.
Hold up, nigga. I seen you. I see you finna say black woman. You caught yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now because, oh, ye napkin head niggas, oh no, you won't come in here again and pay no attention to the suffering and the misery that's been going on the bed or the flow of the suffering as far as where the belly of the beast really lays. No, we don't want that. You see, we've already had a brother get in office and destroy some things that actually took steps against morality. You hear me? We already had this happen once before. We don't need history to repeat itself because this is really, we don't want the loop. We don't want the blue pill. We don't want to be stuck in the matrix, you see. And this is what y'all finna try to do if y'all put this woman in here. What has she been doing up there with those? What have you been doing? Black woman, scarlet whore. What have you been doing? I mean this on my life because she was in California, and she was a district attorney.
Lock him up, Kamala.
What you mean? And hid evidence to get from people who were supposed to have been innocent, and that evidence she suppressed it.
Sitting on death row.
Yeah, brother sitting on death row dying because this same woman who's trying to be the chief executive, you hear me, was over there playing games, playing napkin head games. It's ugly. You sell out niggas. Come on now. How much are y'all gonna undo? As far as the struggle that the black people have been through as becoming free people in this country, you hear me? As of descendants of slaves, how much damage are y'all gonna do to the black morality with y'all shenanigans? How much? Because I could never support nobody with a napkin on their head. I couldn't do it. And I won't. So therefore, I gotta deal with the white boy because the white boy a businessman, first of all. Now everybody done had beers and talked about the Klan, probably part of the Klan. But the Klan done evolved just like black people have. The Klan ain't on no, we wanna kill niggas. Now they know that the problem is with the corruption. It ain't about niggas no more in the Klan's eyes. They know now it's not a time to try to kill us. It's not. They know that because the corruption now from the alphabet boys, you hear me? And all of these entities that are part of this system, they are crawling up everybody's ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how Brody done went to jail and had all them charges. It's because these organizations have actually trampled over the Bill of Rights. These organizations have actually made mockery of the Declaration of Independence and really the threatening clauses that are implied in the Declaration of Independence. They have ignored what we know, what we as the people have the right to do, you see.
Yeah.
They playing games, but I'm somebody that know that the Declaration of Independence will decease all of these organizations.
Yeah.
Just that one document because it says so.
Yeah.
It says at any time that the government goes out of the scope of happiness, liberty, and the will of the people, it is the people's right to abolish that government and form a new one.
Now, let me bring you back in. Now you made some statements about Kamala that we all know. And you made some statements about Obama that a lot, that the Obama two-term
oh wow,
presidency was a pacified.
No, it was an embarrassment.
That too.
It was an embarrassment.
Now let me ask you this: why do you think black people we still are celebrating that? And
You know why?
talk to me.
Because of the historicity of slavery. It's still enriched into the culture. It's in the moral fabrics. It's in the geography of this place.
So you talking about the Winnie Lynch syndrome?
It's the Willie Lynch syndrome. Nah, when you look at these statues, you look at these. The White House.
Yeah.
Why is this shit still being called the White House? Why? Because as long as it's going to be called the White House, that means that white people matter more. And until we change this White House ideal, we all going to be segregated. And we're not going to really be a people. We only just going to be a color. That's why that first place that needs to be changed is the White House. Because it says that white people are important and everybody else is 3/5 of a man subhuman. Yeah. And until we change the racist historicity of these ideals and these geographies, these geographic buildings and places, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until we destroy and eradicate the ideal of slavery, it's always going to be resident in our spirits in a bad way. You know, they don't even understand the curse and even keeping all of this stuff here.
Now, we talking about you brought up statues. Now, me personally, I don't feel like the statues should be torn down. Leave them up.
They all idols, bro. It's all Shirk Al Akbar. I ain't gonna even lie to you.
Yeah. But let me tell you my reason why, though. The statues is a reminder of what it was in the past.
But some things need to be eradicated from our psychological makeup as a whole.
That's true.
And slavery, you hear me?
Okay.
The Holocaust, the Jewish Holocaust.
Okay.
Slavery, the bums that did penetrate. There are things that we should omit because they only continue to gather negative energy and malice.
Now, let me ask you this. So why as black people, we want to forget slavery, but the Jews, they teach their kids.
No. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
When I say forgotten,
Yeah.
I mean destroying the institution.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
We can never forget because it's in our DNA and RNA now. We have inherited slavery, you know, and the inferiority complex. We inherited this from our forefathers. So it's a part of our DNA and RNA and the messages that actually resonate within our very being.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So for that damage, the cost is impunible. The cost is everybody's broke. You know, you can only get exaggeratory in numbers when you think about reparations, you know.
Do you feel like reparations should be?
They broke, you know. No, you know, you go down the list of war crimes, the list of crimes against humanity and all the various, you know, linguistic aspects of this long ass list of things that they have done that are a violation to human existence.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, there's no numbers, you know, that's infinity.
Yeah. So let's say if they entertain, because that was one of her when she was out there campaigning, she said that she was going to seek out reparations.
We don't need her to seek out reparations. We don't need her.
Yeah.
That's the biggest coup ever. To even trust somebody who's a napkin head to be important and entrusted with such a duty that's so important. Mm-hmm. No, we can't trust you.
Now,
you've been around them too long.
Now, let's say if reparations did become an idea, or it became a.
No, it's a reality already. We just have not activated it. You see, that's why Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was killed, because of this document called the Black Manifesto. You know, this was a document that a brother came up with and spoke in front of for a bunch of Caucasian signatories, telling them that they owed us a very large sum of money. And this is really what reparations was really taking its grassroots as far as people trying to pursue it and actually get it out of this man, this government, or whatever you want, this person.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and that's back in what, in the 70s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, yeah. Probably before that, like the 60s.
60s, 70s. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. If reparations was given, it would have made more sense back then to do it then.
No, you got to do it. No. You got to do it. It's not back then. It's no sense. It's what's rightfully due.
Yeah.
You have to understand.
So what type of
the Indians got land. You hear me?
Yeah, they did.
The Jews got put in Palestine, in the so-called Jerusalem.
Yeah.
You know, they got put over there.
Yeah.
The fake Jews. They got put over there.
They was given land.
They was given land. They were given something. Him and Shira, the people over there, they was paid for 100 years now. They've been paid.
Yeah.
You know, they've been getting a lot of
So
money.
what type of reparations should black people get? That's how I want.
Well, honestly, we need our own World Bank. Give us the right to start a World Bank, and we will finance ourselves and our own credit.
Okay. That's one.
Yeah.
What else?
Now pay us and go. That means you got to go get from the Saudi princes, and from France, Europe, all that. You got to get all the gold that y'all been harboring, Vatican bought, all that. Get all that gold, because it belongs to us. Because y'all got to pay us back in gold. We don't want your fiat money, which is losing value, and really there ain't no telling what it really represents as far as witchcraft and all the shit you got on it. You know?
Yeah.
So we don't want your cursed money.
Okay.
Pay us and go.
Okay.
You know.
And what else? That's it?
Give us back our titles of nobility. You know. Let us authorize ourselves to be a nation, like the Indians. That way we're not under your corrupt jurisdiction anymore. That way we don't get kangarooed in your corrupt, whitewashed court system. And you keep funneling our people into prison.
Hello, Moto.
You continue to funnel our people in prison, you know, with your corrupt system. You know, thus breaking down the family, you know what I'm saying? Sons are going fatherless, you know. Daughters are going, you know, fatherless, you know. Wives is being without their husbands because of their system, you know. And how it continually focuses completely on the black man, you know. We going to keep us filled in there, you know. So many black people in prison, and it's not fair, you know. And that's only showing that they've been targeting us, you know. And this is not cool. So for y'all, since we've given y'all, we've been giving y'all a lot of time to get right and not be corrupt. We're giving y'all, 150, 160 years?
Yeah, long time.
We've given y'all some time to just be fair, and y'all haven't. So basically, my thing is this, give us our own Charter of Liberty, you know. Give us our own Charter of Liberty, and by having a Charter of Liberty, this gives us a right to argue in world court. This gives us a right to basically start our own banking system, you know what I'm saying? Our own money system.
Yeah.
Because we don't want your money anymore. You know, you've made us kill each other. You made us shoot each other down in the streets, get all kinds of corrupt ass, you know what I'm saying?
Now, hold on, let me correct you on that. Now, the white man ain't make us kill each other, bro.
Oh, yeah, he did.
How is that?
Okay, let me tell you, I guess I'll give it to you like they gave it to me.
Break it
We're
down.
gonna look at it from a psychological perspective of the monkeys, okay?
Yeah.
there was these monkeys, and they was the monkeys was put in there in the cage, right? And they put a banana up there on a string, and it's a ladder, where the monkeys could climb up and try to get the banana. But every time a monkey tried to climb up that ladder and get that banana, water got on the monkeys. And as you really know, monkeys do not like being wet. They don't like water. So every time one of them would go up there, the other monkeys would beat him up because he got him wet. So they would put new monkeys in there. And every new monkey would run up there, you hear me? And he would do it one time, but after the monkeys beat him up, he didn't do it no more. You know what I'm saying? So now, every time somebody went in there and they tried to climb the ladder, they would stop climbing the ladder eventually. No monkeys would climb the ladder because all the other monkeys were mad and they knew that they would piss the monkeys off if they climbed up that ladder. They inferred that. So that's how it happens, you hear me, with classical conditioning. You gotta understand that this is a psychological thing. You say we were not made to kill ourselves. They promoted gun violence, you know what I'm saying? They sold guns in toy stores, bro. They sold guns to you since you were a child. They sold you cap guns. They showed you BB guns. They showed you people on TV with guns shooting one another.
Speaking of that, man, you brought up a good point. I interviewed Los from Fort Worth, and he was talking about a time when they dropped off the train.
Yeah.
It was full of Tech Nines.
Yeah.
In the hood.
I lived in that area. I lived in that era, where there was a Tech 9 on every corner pretty much.
Yeah.
Everybody had one, because the train had, mysteriously, stopped in our hood where we would be robbers of the train and we would take the guns and everybody ended up with that very pistol. You're right, that was an error. He's right about that. That motherfucker was all over the city. And it was dangerous too because, going back into classical conditioning, you know what I'm saying? See, the mind is like this, bro. The mind can be two things. It can be a trash can or it can be a garden, And if it's a trash can, the only thing that's gonna happen is more trash is that it's gonna collect. You see what I'm saying? And in a garden, we know that flowers grow, you know what I'm saying? And all of the elements of nature are manifested, you know what I'm saying, in a blissful way. So we know that having a garden mind is the ideal. But in reality, as far as classical conditioning is concerned, the mind has been created to be a trash can with all the trimmings. Here we go, environment, right? Because environment play a role in it too. We wonder why our neighborhoods are so nasty and so tore up. They always try, and then they so raw with it, they got us like, we blaming ourselves, like, niggas can't have shit. That is not true. This neighborhood was targeted, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna keep this neighborhood economically subdued. So it's not gonna be no money, you hear me? It's not gonna be no opportunity. It's not gonna be no big burst of employment of nothing because they're gonna keep the resources at a bare minimum, you see? And when you do that, you create poor results from the actual people who inhabit the neighborhood. You create poor. Okay, here go another scenario, because I'm big on Sigmund Freud and Charles Eagles and all
Nigga
these
Sigmund and Freud, nigga.
Yeah, Freud. Yeah, the fraud.
I'm gonna let you cook.
Yeah, but now I'm big on these psychologists and they studies of classical conditioning because they got a lot of shit they was studying and tried to figure out the way people think. You see, and monkeys very close to humans. They smart as fuck. But anyway, not to get off topic, the environment plays a role in that. They got the rats, right? The rats, they got the rats and they put them in a fucked up condition where they laying on shit and piss and nothing is nothing. No food, no water, nothing. They fucked up. So they put those rats in a maze and them rats was like, they couldn't Go nowhere. They couldn't get in through no maze. They couldn't even get through the first stage of the maze. Now, they took some rats and they put them in a good-ass living condition. You hear me? Oh, and then they put them rats in the maze. Them rats, they found their way right out the maze. Question mark, you know what I'm saying? But now, let's get a little deeper. So that's what they did. They took the rats that was living in the bad area and put them in the good area, and took the rats that was in the good area and put them in the bad area. The rats that was in the bad area that was from the good area, they performed poorly after living like that. And the rats that was in the good area, they performed great.
Nigga, make it make sense.
Shit. Yeah, you mean that's it. That's what they've been doing. They've been programming on us, basically. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. Hey, bro, they sit back at the blue screen, you hear me?
Yeah.
With the psychological demographics of everything and say, we're going to make them think this way. We're going to make them respond and we're going to make them act. This is all subliminal. This is all
subconscious.
You know, the shit they show you. They show you this shit pictorially. They got it on signs, nigga. They got it in symbols. They got all this subliminal shit going on to fuck you up, you know?
Yeah.
To fuck your mind up, you know what I'm saying? To have you so distracted by all the dumb shit that you see that you ain't even never gonna look within.
Woo! Man, I got one more question for you, bro. I heard, I would say about 10 years ago, I was laying in my bed, and I thought this thought, and I have heard other people say this recently. Was integration a mistake?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Let me go on and give you the coup, because you got to understand the politics behind that force that caused immigration. That was the so-called signatories trying to figure a way to economically stagnate us, you see. Because with segregation killed black economics.
Ooh, preach to them.
You see. When we started going around these people, you know what they did? They sicked everybody else on us. Everybody else is getting our $5 or $7, $8 billion spending power because we got all these buffoons set up in our community, and they're not giving no tribute back to the community whatsoever. But they set up there and take our money every day. You see? And they allowed these people to do this, and this is under segregation. You see? And that's where the shit got dirty at, you know what I'm saying? That was gonna allow these fools to come over here and be able to set up business in our communities without any form of retribution.
Yeah, because before integration, the black dollar stayed in the community.
Man, the hand, you know, economics is a dollar changing from one hand to another hand, to another hand, and to the other hand, till it always come back to the original hand that it was in.
There you go.
And for our people, there's nothing like that happening right now. And we got segregation. You hear me? We got the Desegregation Act to thank for that, you see. Because you know what that did? That broke up the black community.
Yeah.
That allowed all these imposters and jobs takers and, you know, turncloak motherfuckers to come in, you know, and set up shop in our communities, you know what I'm saying? And conduct business and parasitically bleed the money out of the community.
Yeah. You know, subconsciously, we still think that way.
We doing it right now. Now, you know, the Willie Lynch shit was real. They like, you know, they pulled a major hocus pocus.
Major hocus pocus.
On us when they popped that Willie Lynch shit, where we always would be we would always want to despise one another rather than to confide in one another.
So let me ask you this. I'm not saying you. Most of us, we get some money. What's the first thing we want to do?
Treat everybody that mistreated us.
All right, well, let me lead you on a little bit better. We're like our house in the hood.
Nah, we're not staying there.
We're
moving
to where?
To where, you know, wherever the money at.
To where the white folks at.
Where the white folks at.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times, there's communities out here that are not just, that are black, that black people move to, that got money.
Yes.
So it ain't just moving, you know, when they did Some of our black people had enough sense, and they are elders right now today. They held on to different pieces of community. You know what I'm saying? Where they kept the black community together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know one right now that I go to all the time to deal with one of my big brothers that's a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? And he lives in a neighborhood that's completely no white people.
Ooh.
And the houses are castles.
Wow.
You know, but not to say that, you know, because, you know, it's not, when we get some money, it's our understanding of money, brother, that makes us make a bad decision about money, you see. We don't understand economics, you see. And if we understood economics, you know, this was not taught to us. You don't experience economics until you get into a college grade level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But economics was supposed to have been taught to you as a child, you know. And when you teach people about money and the use of money at an early age, they learn to generate money. They don't become dependent upon the ideal of needing money. They understand how to generate it. See? And this is where they failed at. You know, they didn't teach us no economics. You know, they taught us, you know, mathematics. You see? And mathematics has a lot to do with economics. But if you ain't applying the ideal of, you know, according to the, you know, statistical numbers and, you know, all the manifest of, you know what I'm saying, the services and the goods of whatever you know what I'm saying, that area is, you know what I'm saying, if you don't know how to do that, then you're not gonna understand where you should be or how to use your money, you see. We run over there and buy these houses, and when we get money, we should be trying to buy the community out, buy the land out, so that we can make sure that an all black community will continue to exist. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can see, it's all white community still exists where it ain't no black people. It's all it's all Mexican communities where it ain't no, all Chinese, you know, they have this where they done did this for themselves. And they're gonna continue to keep doing that, you know? So we gotta do that. And we gotta come out of this old hoodwinked ass ideal about, oh, we gotta get all these imposters out of our community. You know, they gotta go. We gotta get back to being segregated to where it's just black people in our community. I ain't trying to be racist and say, well, I hate nobody.
They ain't being. I don't feel like that's not being racist, bro.
But I'm just saying.
Because think about it. You can go to cities.
Yeah.
Where it's a section of a city that's all Jewish. And guess what? They don't let nobody that's not Jewish
in that community.
There you go.
And we got to get back to that.
We got to get back to that. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, we got to get back to that. That's what's going to bring money and prosperity back into our communities. Because, you know, when you look at the Black Wall Street and you get all these different places where black people had financial power, it's because the entire community was black. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why they stopped that. After they bombed them, you know what I'm saying, and arrested and hanged and lynched and killed our people, you know what I'm saying, for having that much dignity to stand up in that way, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, all these lakes around here is, you know, that's probably where 90% of the black communities is. That was. They buried them with lakes, bro. They did that. This filthy, you know what I'm saying, government, you know. They buried the black communities under lakes. Yeah. 90% of the lakes, they harbor black communities. Yeah. Because it was a conspiracy to stop us from being that powerful. Because at that point, we'll be richer than them. We would have been, if they wouldn't have done that to us, we would have equaled them right now in wealth. We would have equaled them in wealth. So they had to come up with a scheme to stop us from becoming financially empowered, you see. So, you know, we need them all mixed in, you know, in the blender. Yeah. That's how we can keep the confusion going, you see, when we got them all mixed up. But if we ever let them get together, they gonna figure something out to outsmart us. So if we got them all in the blender, they all going against everybody's problems that's in their community versus the problems that's dealing with them as a people.
So before we go, the world want to know, Kunta Cuz, Who are you endorsing?
Oh shit, Trump.
There we go.
I'm endorsing Trump. And just so y'all know, black people don't be dumb. Vote for Trump. Now y'all want to see this black shit historical? We done already had one person go in there and dance the jig, you know.
We already been hoodwinked.
We already been hoodwinked. We already had one go in there and dance the jig. So y'all want another jigger? You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Jay-Z. I mean, you know, y'all want another jiggler? You know what I'm saying in there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, real talk. Y'all want that? I don't want that. I want somebody that's gonna go in there and basically be like a dictator, because in reality, at this point, America has become so weak, it needs a dictator to strengthen it and shaping it up. The dictator will eradicate the corruption. The dictator will eradicate deep space and all this other dumb shit they got going on, you know what I'm saying, in the name of infringing on our human existence. A lot of this shit will go away. We get the right person in there, so yeah, I support Trump, man. Let's get that.